Subscribe to Film Companion for your film fix. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.
A few months ago, I suffered through a film called Hello Charlie, in which Jackie Shroff spends most of his time on screen pretending to be a gorilla. I wondered then if that was the bottom of the barrel for the actor. Jackie's career, spanning nearly 40 years and over 250 films, has always been diverse enough to introduce whiplash, ranging from path-breaking roles like the aging Don in Aranyakandam to the aforementioned gorilla. As it turns out, the barrel has another bottom. It's called The Interview, Night of 26/11. The film presents an intriguing idea. On the night of 26/11, as horrific violence is unleashed in Mumbai, a celebrated war correspondent is attempting to interview a famous Bollywood star. It's an assignment he doesn't want. It's a conversation she doesn't want to have. The two spar verbally through the night in a game of one-upmanship, which eventually unmasks them. The film is a second adaptation of a Dutch film called Interview, which was also remade in Hollywood with Steve Buscemi and Sienna Miller in key roles. The Bollywood version has been directed by Lawrence C. Postma, who has 24 credits as director on IMDb. He co-wrote the film with Farrukh Dhondy, who also wrote Mangal Pandey, The Rising. Which makes me want to ask, what were they smoking? This film is so bizarrely amateurish that it's hard to adequately describe it. It begins with an atmospheric black and white sequence in which Jackie's character Rohan is walking towards a jail cell. We then cut to North Afghanistan, where the characters are meeting at a bar and suddenly bombs go off and limbs are lost, and somehow we move from this to a scenario in which Rohan's editor is insisting that instead of covering terrorism and war, he interviews film star Tara Malhotra, who never speaks to the press. The editor says, वो हमारे न्यूज़पेपर से बात करेगी और इसके लिए मैं तुम्हारी जेबें भर दूंगा. This line made me laugh out loud because literally no one has gone into film journalism hoping to get rich. The interview is filled with dialogue like this, and the unintended hilarity sustained me. Through the film, Rohan addresses Tara as Miss Silicon. She calls him Daddy. At one point, she tells him, "मुझे bossy मर्द बहुत पसंद है." At another, he declares, "The bastards have inherited the earth. Kalyug आ गया है." He dismisses her as a fake manipulative non-actor, so she takes him by surprise by quoting post-Marxist theory and Samuel Beckett. Most of the action takes place in a sprawling house, and these scenes are staged like a kindergarten school play. It doesn't help that Anjum Nair, who plays Tara, is unable to convincingly express a single emotion. She veers between being plastic and being stilted, so it's up to Jackie to save the day, and I have to say that his commitment is admirable. He gives his best shot at being dangerous, suave, and brutal, but the writing and direction is so inept that he mostly comes off as bored. On the one hand, he has to play this hard-nosed journalist who's interviewed Hillary Clinton and who has shrapnel from a grenade embedded in his chest. On the other, he has to say lines like, "अगर मैं आतंकवादियों को संभाल सकता हूं तो आप क्या चीज़ हैं? After all, I'm a war correspondent." I'm obviously not a war correspondent, but watching this film left some scars. You can see The Interview, Night of 26/11 on Book My Show stream. For more reviews like this, subscribe to Film Companion and don't forget to check out our website, filmcompanion.in.